I'd said. So, here was a man more interested in other people than in himself. A priceless asset in someone with such an influential post as Dean of the Eastman School of Music in Rochester. Some years ago, I attended Doug's inauguration ceremony as Dean. One of his own compositions was played. I liked it immensely, and I immediately asked him if he would be willing to compose a piece for us, the Rochester Philharmonic, to play at the opening ceremony, the opening concert of this wonderful refurbished Kodak Hall in the Eastman Theatre. He agreed at once, provided, he said, that I would work together with him on the project. It was going to be called GEO, G-E-O, George, as in George Eastman, called it that. And he was quite extraordinarily open to and insistent on my suggestions. I remember calling him from Australia to suggest a couple of minor changes in the orchestration, which he took on board instantly. So, here was a man who understood one of the key things in life. The important thing isn't who's right, it's what's best. Needing to be right because of an unhealthy ego is disastrous for any artistic institution. Doug was always interested in spirituality and read a lot of Thomas Merton in his last year. I think Doug would have echoed these words of Thomas Merton. Pride makes us artificial, but humility makes us real. When I first came to Rochester as music director in 1998, I was asked in an interview why all the arts organisations of Rochester were at each other's throats. I soon realised that this was a gross exaggeration. But the reverse was true in the case of Doug's relationship with the Rochester Philharmonic Orchestra and with me as music director. He loved our great orchestra. He believed in it. He treasured those musicians who taught and teach at the Eastman School of Music. We always felt him to be a supportive colleague, never a rival. And this was perfectly demonstrated in our harmonious collaboration in the renovation of this beautiful Kodak Hall. Doug Lowry saw the importance of unity of spirit within an artistic community, within an orchestra, or within an educational institution. He worked for it, and he helped us at the RPO to work for it too. Broadly speaking, I think there are two kinds of people in the world: givers and takers. If the majority of any organisation are takers, you get a bad working environment. If the majority are givers, you get a good one. Doug was a giver, and his positive influence was colossal as musician, educator, composer, visionary, and father and husband, and as a human being and friend. We mourn his passing today, but we treasure our own personal experiences of him and of his legacy. We will often think of him in the future, and maybe we will be inspired to up our own generosity of spirit. Before I hand over to his daughters Jennifer and Melanie, I think he would have appreciated a little word in the accent of Agnes, the Scottish cleaning lady. I see that Douglas Lowry, Dean of the Eastman School in Rochester. He was a great man, a great man. Heck of a good.